Hello. I've been asked to show you my arrangement of how to play When You Wish Upon a Star. So I'm going to play just a little bit and then I'll break down. So this is the introduction. Okay, so what that is then is on the G string on the 9th fret, on the B string on the 8th fret, and on the E string on the 10th fret. And then from the 10th down to the 8 on the E. So if you think the Carpenters, why do birds? Okay. So 9, 8, 10, 8. The next one then is like a C minor major 7, C minor 6 triad. So you're going to the 5th fret on the G, 4th fret on the B, and 7th on the E, down to the 5th. So just play those two together. And then the second, last one then is on the 2nd fret on the G, and then the 1st fret on the B, 3rd and 1st fret on the E. Like an F add 9. And then on the D string on the 3rd fret, on the G string on the 2nd fret, and then on the B string on the 5th and 3rd fret. So just put all of that together. And then the last two chords are just like an A flat 7. So I'm literally just picking 3 notes. I'm picking on the 4th fret on the E, at the 4th fret on the D, and then the 5th fret on the G. So I'm just getting the root, 7 and 3rd. So, and then I'm hitting the 13, the F on the B string there. I'm sliding that same shape down a semitone. So I'm getting a G7 to a G13. So all together. That's your introduction. And there's a slight rallentando there, like a slowdown, gradual slowdown at the end. And then we're into the main part. So I'm going to play the main part for you. Yeah, something like that. So the first chord there is just a C major triad. So C, 3rd fret on your A, 2nd fret on the D, and open G. To a G6 chord or an E minor triad, you can think of it like that. That is the 5th fret on the D, 4th fret on the B, 5th fret on, 5th fret on the D, 4th fret on your G, 5th fret on the B, and 3rd fret on the E. So it'll sound like that. Think of Islands in the Sun by Weezer. You know, that kind of sound. So those two chords, C major. Okay, the next chord then would be like an A7 triad, but with the raised 5th, sharpened 5th if you want to call it that. So you're going to play on the 5th fret of the D string, the 6th fret on the G string, and the 6th fret of your B. So if you think of it like that, like an A7 sharp 5, the next chord is just going to be an A dominant 7. So you're literally just taking your finger from the B string of the 6th down to the 5th. So all together. And then you're going to play an A major 7 triad, which is going to be on the D string on the 2nd fret, the G string on the 1st fret, and the B string on the 2nd fret. And slide that same shape up 1 fret. And then you're going to hit the top melody note, which is the A, which is the 5th string, or sorry, the 5th fret on the E string. So let's put that together. So we should be, you know, you can rewind and go over this if you have trouble. The next one is just going to be a G dominant 7. Now you could play that with the G in the bass, but I just do it like this. I play the D string on the 3rd fret, the G string on the 4th fret. But you could do that if you want to add the bass note. So G dominant 7, then you're moving up to an inversion of that. The G string on the 7th fret, the B string on the 6th fret, and the E string on the 7th. So, and then the next one is just like a G9. And that is going to be on the D string on the 9th fret, and the rest on the G string on the 10th, and the G string on the B string on the 10th fret. So let's just try that all together. And then the next one is going to be a G7 without the root. It's going to be on the D string on the 9th fret, the G string on the 10th, and the B string on the 8th. So I know there's a lot of chords in this. Okay. This next one here is a C with a sharpened 4th or a raised 11th, if you want to think of it like that. So you're going to play like a C major chord, but the 5th is flattened, or the 4th is raised, whatever way you want to look at it. That's going to be on the D string on the 10th, the G string on the 9th, and the B string on the 7th. And you're going to raise that B string up to the 8th, and then hit the high C on the E string at the 8th fret. So let's just do that all together. Okay, we should be good with that. Next part is we're keeping the same C triad, and we're going to do a C add 9, so we're going to add on to the 10th fret of the E and pull off to the 8 on the E. Take the same triad, move it down a half step, you have B. That's a B major triad, so. And the next note you want to hit there is on the 10th fret of your B. So that's your 7th, that's your A note. Okay. And that's an F add 9. So you think of your F triad if you have that in the cage position. But you're just going to drop the root, so it's going to be 7th fret D, 5th fret G, and then the 8th fret on the B. You pull off from the 8th fret on the B to the 6th fret on the B. So it's going to be. Okay, and the next one is going to be a G13 to a G7. That's going to be the D string on the 3rd fret, the G string on the 4th fret, and the B string on the 5th fret. And you're going to pull off on the B down to the 3rd fret. Okay, so. We've gotten that far. Okay, this is the first time ending. It's a D minor 7. You want to make sure you get that high A. That's your melody note, to a G7. Okay, and then it's going to be an E minor 7 triad, which is the 2nd fret of your D, open G, 3rd fret of the B, and 3rd fret of the E. And you're going to have a little bit of voice leading. You're going to go on your B string, it's moving down and chromatically. So you're going to have that C sharp, okay? And that's a D7 sus4, open D string, 2nd fret of the G, 1st fret of the B, and 3rd fret of your E. So. And then the last chord is a G7 flat 9. That is going to be the top string, the top E string on the 3rd fret, D string on the 3rd fret, G string on the 1st fret, and an open B. Same as that kind of sound, but just down the octave. So that's your dominant. That brings you back into the 2nd time. So all together. Okay, same thing again. We've done all this. Yeah. We know all this already. Now this is where it changes. We're going to play an F triad with these three fingers. It's slightly difficult to get to, but you can do it. 5th fret on your G, 6th fret on the B, and 5th fret on the E, because you're going to leave your index finger free for the bass line, which is going to be hitting the G note on the 3rd fret. So it's going to be, okay. You're going to swap your fingers and you're going to go for a G dominant 7, which I've shown you already. Just 3rd fret on the E, 3rd fret on the D, and 4th fret on the G. So it's going to be that. And then we're playing an F minor in first inversion. So you're going to play on the 4th fret on the E, the 3rd fret on the D, and the 5th fret on the G. Pinky stays where it is, but these go down to your C major. So we'll do that again. Nice resolution. That's the end of the A phrase. And now we're into our B phrase. Our B phrase starts with the same F minor chord with the A flat and the bass. So we're going to do that again, which is going to be the 4th fret here on the E string, 3rd fret on your D, 5th fret on the G, and 3rd fret on your B. So it should be that sound. Next chord is a G13. So that's 3rd fret here on the top string, 3rd fret on the D, 4th fret on the B, 5th fret on the E. So that. Okay, and then you're going to go to your C major in second inversion, which is 3rd fret here on the top string, 2nd fret on the D, 5th fret on the G. To an A minor 7, D minor 7, G13. Okay, and that's your D dominant, D diminished 7th. So let's just try that again. You're diminished, and you just raise that up a half step up to D sharp, and then an E minor 7. So you're going to do a little walk down on your A string, 3, 2, 0. This is going to be like an A minor 7. With the A string still ringing out, you're just going to hold down on the G string on the 5th fret and then open B and E strings on top to a D7. So a D7 to a D7 sus4. That's almost like an A flat chord, really, just without the root. You're hammering on up to the B note on the 7th of the E string, and then that's like a D9 without the root. So okay, and then the next one here is like an A minor triad on the 10th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, and 10th fret on the B. Then you're going to hammer up to the 12th fret on your B. Okay, then you're going to hit an A minor 7, which is the D string on the 7th, G string on the 9th, and then the E string on the 8th. Take that shape down 1. Okay, 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, 6th fret on the B, and 8th fret on the E. So far. Okay. And now you're going to be thinking harmonically of a D minor 7 flat 5, but you're just going to play that arpeggio. a G7. Okay, you can zoom in on that if you want, or you can just repeat it back. 2 octaves of a D minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. The notes are D, F, A flat, C. And then you land on your G7. You can even add an octave if you want to be fancy. And that'll bring you back into your last time round for the A section. Same again. Okay, now there's a slight change this time round. What I like to do is add in an F augmented. So that's on the A string on the 8th, D string on the 7th, and the G string on the 6th. Okay, and there's a nice little passing or leading tone you can do here. Or what's the word? Chromaticism you could use here. So from your F augmented, you're just going to bar the A string, the D string, and the G string on the 7th fret, just as a passing tone, down to your D minor 7. So back to your G7. You're going to take that up an octave. You're going to take all of your fingers off and just go to the 10th fret, almost like a G11 chord. And then your next one is going to be like an E minor triad with an F bass. So the 8th fret of your A string, 9th fret of your D, 9th fret of your G, and then the 8th fret of your B. So and then you're going to go down. So that's going to be the 6th fret of the A, 5th fret of the G, and 7th fret of the B. Okay, and then that's going to move up. This one never changes, it stays, but you're going to have the 7th fret on the A, 5th fret on the G, and 8th fret on your B. And then this goes up to a nice fancy one. That's going to be the 9th fret on the D, the 10th fret on the G, and then the 12th on the B and the E. Okay. And we go up to an E minor, with E minor 7 really. So it's just that barring the whole of the 12th, and we catch the minor 7th up here, the D. Goes down to a C, which is the 13th fret. Just your diminished chord there. Okay, so that's the 11th fret on the E, that's the 10th fret on the D, the 11th fret on the G, and your melody note is the 12th fret on your B. And you pull off from the 12th fret on the B to the 10th fret on the A. Okay, so let's just do that again. Okay, yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound good. There we go. All right. And the next one here, just as a quick rundown, we have to try to get this quickly. So that is on the D. It all takes place on the D, the G, and the B strings, except for one chord. So it's the 7th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B. Next one is a D minor triad. That's the 7th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, and 6th fret on the B. Okay, so the next one is the 5th fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, and then you want to have your open E. Slightly tricky to get to because you have to change your fingering. And the next one again is just the form of a D minor triad. That is the 3rd fret on your D, 2nd fret on the G, and 3rd fret on the B. So all together. And then D minor 7, C sharp 7, C sharp 7, sharp 9. Try and say that 5 times fast. Your Hendrix chord as you play it down here, but just up the octave. Okay, and then a C6, which is like an A minor triad with a C bass. And then I like to add in the harp as well, if you can do that. That's basically the whole thing. I'll put the tablature up as well so you can have a look at it. Yeah, I think that's everything. If you have any queries or any questions, drop me a comment. Okay, thank you.